There you go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Dirk and Alex EDC Hour. What's up, Dirk? How are you, sir?
Good. Just another day in paradise, as they say. Getting ready to go back to work tomorrow, but it's Thanksgiving week, so short week for me.
Short week for me as well. So I'd like to go ahead and just bring him on in today. We got a really special guest, a good friend of mine, and a really innovative custom knife maker. Some of you may know him, some of you may be new to the custom knife world, but you'll get to learn him. Ian Pickarski from CMF Metalworks. Welcome.
Hello.
What's going on, Ian? Welcome to the show. And we're going to talk about knives today and a lot of cool stuff. So tell everybody where you're from.
First off, this is my buddy Jordan O'Neill. He's one of the admin, one of my best friends, fellow knife collector. I'm out here in Harleysville, Pennsylvania, outside of Philly. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. How's the weather over there?
Fucking cold.
Chilly. I bet.
Yeah, it is.
It's chilly here in California, so I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's
right now. It was like 24 with a wind chill of like 11.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys are so lucky. I'm at like a bone chilling like 60 degrees.
Oh man, that sounds horrible.
That's rough.
Yeah, like my nipples are getting hard because it's so chilly. Just kidding.
You can't walk outside without having
I gotta rub it in. Welcome everybody. Women Carry Knives. James Moore, Brian Kennedy, Stacy Bolster. She's like our admin, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I pulled up the comments here so I can see.
Yep, we got Wilson. What's up, y'all? And welcome to all that stuff. So let's go next into what everybody was carrying today.
Wild. You guys start.
Well, you go.
I
had the custom Hellraiser.
Oh yeah,
from Red Horse Knife Works.
Yeah,
this is the first one that he made for Jim Skelton. I ended up with it, and honestly, I carry this thing a lot, way more than I should, because all my other knives are kind of jealous. Because this one just carries well, it's unique, and gets a lot of comments when I pull it out. So I love it.
Is that knife flat ground?
It is. It's a chisel grind, even.
Oh, really?
See. But yeah, it's flat ground on the one side, and then it's just chiseled here on this side.
Well, it's like a V grind with a chisel edge.
Yeah, it's like a V grind with a chisel.
Oh, gotcha. Wow, I bet that's sharp.
Because there's only a secondary bevel on the clip side.
Yep, they do a pretty good job. I played it's pretty one sharp. Of his other ones. It's pretty yeah, and the whole thing is a belly, so it's it cuts.
It actually gets to work. If you need it to work, it'll get to work.
And that design was very polarizing to me before. Like for years, I'm like, I'm not interested in that. And then Dirk sent the production version first, and then I end up saying, wow, this thing, for a couple $100, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And since it was his beater, he's like, cut with it, do whatever. So in my video, I did a little cutting with it and stuff. And I'm like, man, it's actually a much better tool than I expected. So I ended up with a mid-tech, and I want to get a custom one eventually, maybe one from Dirk's collection. We'll see.
Yeah, it's one that you kind of have to, it looks funky and everybody kind of either loves it or hates it. But once you get it in hand, you understand what's so cool about them.
Yeah, it's a novelty that works. It's
that's a good way to put it.
28
Todd Sweeney. It's a Todd Sweeney knife is what it is, but it is pretty damn cool. For me, like today, I'm doing a review on the Shirogorov Neon Zero.
Yeah,
it's kind of a plain looking knife overall, but it's actually really elegant to me. And it's a knife I've had for about 2.5 years since they came out. And I kind of classified it as really one of the ultimate everyday carry knives, just because of its simplicity, like how thin it is. But it's got a lot of little hidden tricks, with the back spacer and tucking all that blade into that handle. So I've just been spending a little bit more time with it when I've been writing my script. So I like that knife. It's a cool one.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
That's one I regret selling.
The
Actually.
Zero.
I actually had a Hation Zero.
Yep, that's a great one.
Okay.
What color was it? Carbon fiber?
It was the white carbon fiber.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are hard to find.
And they use carbon plate, carbon fiber like a lot of the time. So that's like the good stuff. Like when they do that stuff on the milling machine, you get really nice milling out of like whatever resin they're using. So I like that, even though like Fat Carbon as a company and as a whole, I like way better. Their customer service is 100 million times better.
That's a low bar.
That is a very low bar.
But the product that you get from carbon plate, because I have a few knives with that stuff.
It's good material.
It's
for
great.
sure.
But
so what's up, Knife Sergeant? Or wait, I'm sorry. It's just
Knife now.
Sorry. We got Professor EDC in the house. Welcome. We got Mossy Man Tony. I wonder if he's got that Guido hair in his chest, you know.
He's a good dude. He loans me all of his Odin custom knives.
Ooh.
I've got a couple of fixed blades here right now that came from Odin that are Anthony's that I'm going to film and then send on to Anthony.
Well, I'm sure we're going to see some very cool customs now because I'm going to pocket check Ian and his friend here and see what they're carrying today.
I'm gonna go first. Which one should I show?
oh,
I'm gonna flex the
that
print.
one.
Just pull it out, man. Just pull it out.
I've got two with me. I only
Yeah, just whip it out.
I only
Just
brought
whip it out. Yeah.
this is the one of two custom prototypes for the future production line of prints.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is very good looking.
Yeah, this guy, gorgeous action, gorgeous shape, carries really well. I'm really excited for people to get their hands on these.
That looks great.
So, you know, it has that same simple elegance, kind of like something like this, but a whole lot more contouring. And I love that.
Yeah.
Also, the positioning of the handle to the blade, like the way it sits, is really elegant too. Like, that's one of Ian's little design elements. I always recognize the way he steps his blades and his drop points. Just really good looking. People are going to love that.
Make that one a little bigger. There you go.
That's what she said. Sorry.
This
Dude, how did you do that pocket clip?
What's wrong with that pocket clip? It's just contoured titanium pocket clip.
Is it like keyed in there so that it doesn't spin, or how's that thing?
It's just hidden hardware, just screwed in.
Hardware.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. You can see.
There you go.
Kind of, yeah.
You tilt it, yeah, forward.
There you go.
That's perfect.
Floating backspacer.
So
Nice.
that's the one that you made to give to them to try to reproduce.
Correct.
That is very cool.
Sorry, I keep yawning. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
I know
That's
you're
okay.
busy,
We get it.
dude.
And it's a little bit later in the East Coast and stuff too. So we appreciate that.
Yep.
We've been shopping for Toys for Tots all day. Been on our feet for quite a while.
This is super dirty, but is this the number one?
Yeah.
This is the Elkin number one. The first one that he made after all the prototypes.
That is
Got some
beautiful.
westing on it. Black
That's
titanium.
ivory. What is that? White paper Westinghouse.
That's what I
Okay.
was going to ask next is what's the handle material. So that's
Norris.
XHP Norris.
that's beautiful.
It's real
Yeah,
dirty.
that's great.
And who doesn't love XHP? Everybody knows that's like my favorite stuff.
It's my favorite steel. It's the best steel.
Alex's favorite. He talks about all the time.
It even has like a slightly different color than like some of the other conventional steels, which I really like a little bit more of a blue hue sometimes when you give it a good satin. So it's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, wow, this thing is really gross. I think you undersold how gross it is.
That is real. That's been cutting rambutan's all weekend.
Okay.
So you and I had a conversation years ago when we went out to dinner, and then we were talking about like your chase for the lightest like folding knife you could make, you know. So I kind of remember what your goal was, but it was like quite a while ago. So where did you reach so far? What's the lightest knife you've made so far?
Ironically, Jordan's going to go grab a knife that isn't even close. I think the lightest I ever got was 1.61 ounces.
That's pretty damn good. And we're talking like, is it like a liner lock or frame lock?
Oh, good. Frame lock.
Frame lock. So that is impressive.
That's impressive because I've got a couple of VC Edge interfaces from Jason.
Yeah.
And one of them's at 1.6 and one's at 1.5. But it's like 98% carbon fiber with just a little bit of blade. I mean, so it's crazy.
Oh man.
Oh
man. Now that is what I'm talking about. That is cool.
That's pretty awesome.
I love that kind of stuff, man. That is really, really cool. So is that the one that's down to that weight pretty much?
No, this weighs 2.7 ounces.
That's heavier.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Still, wow.
My Matt Crusade. And this is a prototype that Jim over at HMC made me. We're doing the fully skeletonized. And
that is really cool.
I have to stop yawning, man.
I'll just start.
That's all right, man.
I start punching you in the face.
That is cool. You know, like it almost reminds me of that Lion Steel tie dust thing that they did years ago where it was all kind of opened up like that.
I love
that. Is really awesome.
I love it. That looks great.
So I'm familiar with HMC. So what are you guys planning to do? Like kind of produce like a low number of them or?
No. So this is my semi-custom. It's fully USA made. I grind all the blades. I do all the finish work, and then they're $800 a piece. And
wow,
yeah,
they're for people to use and beat.
Yeah, I make 12 a month.
Wow,
and those are out now.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I released them as lottery pieces in my group. Although I just took. Right, what'd you say?
How many of them are out in the wild right now? Like
42.
Yeah,
there's 42 of them out there right now. And I just took. I just like opened my books for them.
Wow, that is freaking awesome. And the price is pretty damn good, man.
Yeah, XHP, fully machined in the USA, titanium and bearings and I didn't cut any corners with it.
Yeah, and especially for like your handwork on like a piece like that at that price, that is, that's impressive. So, and I think that's cool because I don't see a lot of like, especially US custom knife makers, like doing things to make it more acquirable for like the little guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Brian Efros, he was the first.
Yeah.
He is the Mac Doom. And now I think there's also the Mac Ultimatum from American.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaeger 51 from Brian Brown, I think.
Right.
Every time I go on a podcast, this piece of hair sticks up. Every single time, without a doubt. And then there's one more who I'm drawing a blank on.
You've already
Matthew Christensen.
Yep, he does. He does a lot actually.
Yeah.
Yep, he does a lot of good stuff. He's another maker that has like a really nice signature to his like blade grinds and profiles and things like that. He's really good.
DK, and you're like, I know that. I know that's
right.
Yep, exactly. So just to kind of like get into it, like I'm sure like some people are kind of interested, like where you kind of started and what got you into it.
I never did my pocket check.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please look at that. So tell us what we're looking at here.
This is a Mistress R3 Mini inset lock.
That is so cool. Look at that lock, man. So that takes a lot of time and precision to get that right too. And I like the floating back spacer and like the sculpting on the handles. And that's zirconium?
Dude, that's not even a flipper tab.
It's called my ghost tab.
That's like a burr.
So that's another
it's like a mistake. It was like a burr. You just kind of flipped it open with a burr.
Yep. That's another thing about Ian. His flipper tabs are awesome.
That is a better flipper tab than most full-size tabs.
And that's actually a pretty big one.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, Yeah.
NAF with his inset lock is his fave. I've known that about NAF for a while.
Yep.
What's up, CPM? I'm not sure who that is, but hello.
Very cool.
So that's my goal is just to make the smallest flipper tab possible. But this is the knife that we just did for the Toys for Tots fundraiser.
Yeah, so let's talk about
is
that for a
beautiful.
minute. I know you guys just did the giveaway last night, right?
Yep.
So that's over. But so go ahead and tell us, how long have you been doing the Toys for Todd drive, and what kind of numbers are you doing? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
So this was our 5th year.
Awesome.
I started it because I saw Lucas Burnley doing it. And I thought it was a great idea, a really good way to give back to my local community. So the first year I did it, I made a little fixed blade, and we got, I think, 180 entries. It was like $1,800.
Okay.
And I thought it was incredible. I was so excited.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we went shopping. We went to the police station, dropped off all these toys, and I became friends with the coordinator, Barbara. And the next year, I was like, we'll just do it again. So
Sure.
I don't remember what I made, but we did it, and we raised $12,000. And at that time, I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to do that. That's incredible.
Right.
So we buy all the toys, and then year 3, I make a mini mistress inset lock, and we get $28,000. And I'm blown away, of course. And then last year we did $44,000, and then this year we did 36.7.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is a lot of kids.
$120,000
Happy.
started.
That's insane.
Fantastic.
We help around 1,500 to 2,000 families per year.
That is
All in your
awesome.
local community there.
Yeah, right outside of Philly. So we're going right up to the butt of Philly.
That's perfect. That's so awesome.
Oh, it's a blast. I love it.
It's a lot of work
I
to
needed
do
to call it
fundraisers like that, but it's so rewarding. It's fun, even though it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I used to do Toys for Tots in my Marine Corps days. I used to do that for my whole time in, and that was something that was kind of like voluntarily done, but having fun with the kids and like passing that stuff out. And we used to sometimes we did one at like Knott's Berry Farm, for example, which was kind of huge. There's
Yeah.
a lot of kids at that one, and we're in our dress blues, and they're rushing us, and dude, we brought a lot of toys, and we were empty in like 5 minutes. It was crazy. But I was like, the look on like the kids, if you ever get to see it, is pretty priceless, considering, and there are a lot less fortunate people, and these times are getting harder than they ever have been for a lot of people. So
yeah.
I think that's an awesome thing you're doing, and it means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah,
including myself. So I respect that greatly.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's cool. So let's get into the artistic part of your routine. And like, how did you start? What's kind of like your whole procedure in making knives? What different tiers do you have, to offer people, and maybe some of the things you got coming up in the future for people to look out for?
It's a lot of questions in one.
Yeah, you got to. Let's start off with, how did you start out? How about that?
Okay.
People may not know, how did you start? How did you come up with the company and the name and all that stuff?
Well, the name was just my Reddit username for a long time. I'm not going to say it, but
Okay.
CPM, we will have a bunch of prints for sale once we get them. Not just the pre-orders. We ordered extra units, and then there's a 50 special units going somewhere that I have not announced or hinted. So
you can go ahead and announce it here if you like. That's fine.
Yeah, he didn't even know that. how did I get started? I worked at Starbucks and made no money. I didn't really have a whole lot to lose, and I liked knives, so I just kind of head first into it. And Tough Knives here in Pennsylvania helped me.
Yeah, well,
because he's out there with you.
What do you say?
Because he's out in that area with you.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's and Jeff Blauvelt like is an incredible artist, like with his stuff. I've personally owned one of his custom knives before, and some of the stuff, like the one I had like a Timascus inset thumb disc that was freaking cool at the time. I've never seen anybody else do it like that.
It actually goes even past his knives. He's just a really good artist.
Yes,
some of his paintings are really good.
Yep. I think that's what he did before he like got into knives, right? He was an artist before that.
From what I recall, painted a mural in the basement of the Please Touch Museum in Philly.
Wow. Yeah. So, and it really shows in like the design of his knives. They have like a certain like curve, you know. His blade designs are just really out there, and I always thought of them as just more of like a really beautiful art knife. You know, it's not a knife. The one I had wasn't something I find, you know, very practical in the way that it was designed. And then, you know, with somebody that comes from being trained with, like, honestly, in my opinion, one of the greats in the early days of like modding knives and YouTube and all that stuff, like kind of a big personality, and that you got trained with, and, you know, and I hate saying one of those, but just truthfully surpassing in a lot of different ways. I think like when you can make a piece of art go a step higher and make it an actual usable and enjoyable tool to use as well, it goes a long way. And I think that's one of the things I bitched about in an earlier episode and some other reviews I've done, is like it's the most disappointing letdown when you get a custom knife that you spent a decent amount of money on, and then like when you go to pull it out, when you actually need to use it, and you're like, oh shit, this thing barely cuts paper, you know. You're like, well, I don't want to be, you know, one of those, but it's like you gotta at least like have some good cutting ability. So when you look at one of your blade designs, there's a defined point, there's lots of belly, there's, you know, like hollow ground, there's a lot of aspects of that knife that is just purely designed to cut. And that is one of those things I really appreciate about your designs, you know, and the thumb placement with the slightly raised design to just give you a little bit added comfort, like all those little like tips and tricks you do when you grind those blades out is really, really cool. I think that's kind of a huge plus for me.
Yeah, like on this guy.
Yep. That is beautiful.
Fit good in the hand.
Yep. But the little, you know, tiny flipper tab and all the other stuff too, that is always something cool. And I like the fact that Ian is always striving to like figure something new out, something more artistic or clever, whether it's a new pivot he's doing. And if you guys want to find out all this stuff I find out, you can easily do so by joining his group. Ian's got a group on Facebook. Everybody's really friendly, professional, fun.
The best group for sure.
I think they're awesome. And, you know, I frequent there every once in a while just to go see what's going on. And you know, the guys that own the knives, like they keep them for a long time. You know, they're not like knives you see flipped as often as a lot of the other ones. So that also says a lot, which is pretty cool. I've yet to have a knife made from Ian yet because I'm lagging, but
every time we try, something happens to one of us.
Yeah, so we'll get around to it at some point, but man, I can't wait, you know, like, and for me, some of his top models probably like going to be the Mistress R is one of my favorites.
I mean, just you're the reason that this knife exists.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a huge
don't give him that much credit, man. His head's gonna go big.
He really is. I discontinued the Icarus in 2019 and he wanted one, and I redesigned it.
Yeah.
That is why I have this knife.
Yeah. I remember that, and that Icarus is where it all started for me, where I'm like, whoa, what is that? Like, same thing. It's like a sculpture, you know, almost like has this really like defined like blade and angles. And that was one of those, I'm like, man, I really want that knife. Like, I really want that one. And of course, the one I was looking at was some very crazy, like mirror polished, like, you know, Timascus something or other. It's a really dressy one.
He can do some crazy dressy stuff. If you look on his website,
yeah,
I mean, that's just gorgeous right there.
I've actually recently updated the gallery to have more recent photos.
That right there, just on the homepage of his website, that's just speechless. That's just gorgeous. And then,
And
yeah, you can go to the
models.
gallery and you can pick which model you want to look at.
Go to the Icarus. Oh, yes.
Omega's
That's another
pretty-
one I really, really like. Yep.
I'm into Omega watches, so I had to click on the Omega first here, but the Icarus.
Yeah, that is, yeah. And I remember when you made that one with the red scales on it. I remember that one. That one was really good looking. That's a cool thing. You can keep, Ian like is very good of like always posting like his latest projects on his group, so you can see some of that stuff. That Westinghouse
I love this one
is
here.
nuts.
That's beautiful.
Dude, that is gorgeous. That's the first one I looked at. And the transition of the pivot with the micarta was freaking wow.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, just stunning work.
I think another thing too, like Ian isn't ever scared of using some very expensive materials, which I always thought was really cool, you know, not just like meteorite, but actually using gold and like a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And that makes like the difference into a lot of other knife makers, even some of the big ones, which is something else I really like. So very, very cool.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit more about perhaps a production model coming?
Yeah, so it's the print. It's this model right here. And they will have M390 blades. We're doing a tie scale frame lock with internal weight reduction, a bolster lock, and a liner lock.
Okay.
We did a pre-order for them, and we're hoping to have them in February. They are all non-flippers, no ghost tabs. Although
you can definitely fake your finger in there.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I can.
I can do it pretty easily.
Dog doing?
Your dog just wants some loving right now.
My dog just wants to say hi.
Wow, he got it.
He's welcome. So it can be done.
So it can be done even with no flipper tab.
It's all
So
about
that-
geometry. It's all about
Yep.
geometry.
That's
That's pretty
true.
impressive right there. I gotta be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because
I-
I've gotten a bunch of flippers that have a flipper tab that don't flip.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I got a lot of those too.
you know, to have a knife with no flipper tab that you can actually flip, that's pretty freaking good.
I'll be impressed if you can do it to this one.
There's no way I can do it to this one.
Yeah,
No way.
That's okay. So those are due out in February.
Yeah.
From your pre-orders.
correct.
Who's manufacturing those?
Riyadh.
Or is that something I can not talk
Riyadh.
about?
No, it's Riyadh.
Oh, it's Riyadh. Oh, beautiful.
So
Yeah.
you know it's going to be quality and it's going to be good to go.
Yes, and I am picky, to say the least.
You picked the right group though, because I think they have a pretty good track record. I have like quite a few
Yeah.
back there, like the Snex version of that Riyadh made. Oh no, that one was we actually. Some of the other stuff that Riyadh made were like for the peñas and the stuff
Yep.
like that. Like they do a great job. Bolster locks, they do really well. So I'm kind of excited to see.
They're really, really nice. I wish I had one of them here to show you.
Yeah, well,
All
we're
right.
going to be very excited to see that. And that's another opportunity, you know, for somebody to get Ian's work at a, you know, much more affordable price. And I think that's pretty cool. And it's going to be quality because again, you know, it's Riyadh. So
Are you guys
Nothing
gonna
wrong
have
with
time and find your love? Like whoever this
Hey,
person
look
Yeah.
at that. If everybody wants to have a good time,
Yeah, no, goodbye.
it's probably a dude.
You missed it.
And what is the price point of your production there?
400.
Yeah, just about.
I think it was 400 and 425 for the bolster lock.
Okay.
There we go. I
Yeah,
think that's a good price point.
Totally
That's perfect.
reasonable, totally understandable. Like that's a
Yep.
good price.
yeah.
background instead of.
No, they're hologram.
Are they hologram
They
now?
are hologram.
Ooh, you didn't tell me that.
No, I didn't tell you a lot of things.
He's keeping.
See,
me-
you're just finding out just like us, Jordan. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. I'm not going to say where they're going to be. We're doing one with denim scales, and we're doing one with blue G10. No, I'm sorry, Jade. Jade G10
You didn't tell me
scales.
that.
I am down for
Okay.
the denim. I am so
I
down
didn't
for
think
the
I liked
denim.
denim, and then I saw it and I fell in love.
the denim
Dude.
sounds pretty good.
Denim is awesome. I don't know why it's not everywhere. Like for me, there's nothing cooler than pulling out a denim knife out of your denim jeans.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
you're
know
not
why, but
You're not going to stain them.
no.
My issues with most like anything like this, wearing jeans that they just turn blue after a little bit.
Right.
Yep. I like that a lot.
Denim-y,
And that's very American.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Denim.
I love it. What's your
Very,
next
very cool.
question?
What's the next question?
Well, next question is going to be, where can people find you? Talk about the group.
My Instagram, CMF Metalworks. My Facebook, CMF Metalworks. My website, CMF Metalworks.
I see a theme here.
Yeah. Well, my Reddit is not CMF Metalworks. You have to figure that out for yourself if you want to find it.
Figure out what
So,
CMF.
so follow-up question, where's the best place to acquire one of your knives?
Oh, Facebook for sure.
Facebook, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Instagram's
think
kind of
mostly you do like lottery.
lottery, first come, first serve.
like
Instagram's a little unruly to handle.
Yeah.
I agree.
It used to
it's-
be easier back in the days, but I think it just got crazy over time.
It is. There's no accountability for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
doing lottery on Instagram, you get one guy with 42 profiles entering 42 times.
Right. Yeah. A Facebook group is really the way to go
Yeah.
because
Seems
you
like
kind of sort of vetted people coming into the group as best you can on the internet.
We're pretty picky about who comes into the group.
And so you have a much better chance of it being legit people.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, all of my admin know that it's 5 mutual friends, a bunch of mutual groups,
Yeah.
answer the question coherently.
Mutual groups is a big one.
Yeah, the mutual
Yep.
groups is one.
Yep. Very cool.
Facebook is definitely the place I would go if you're looking to actually get one sooner.
So let me ask you this. I'm kind of curious, and I know some of the answers because we've talked about it in the past, but like, what is your tooling process when you make your knives? Like, how much of it is by hand? Is there any CNC? Is there more of just all hand fitment with like milling, like manual milling tools? Because
Jordan.
I've seen some of your lives. It's kind of cool. You get to watch you sometimes making stuff, which is fun.
How much stuff do I make with a hand drill?
Just about all of it up until recently.
I do have my lock bars water jet cut, but that's just for not precision, just repeatability. I want everything to be the same and safest as it can be.
Yeah.
And currently, I don't have the space for a mill to replace my crappy mill that can hold tolerances that I feel comfortable cutting locks with.
Okay.
Otherwise, everything is done in house. I'm grinding everything, heat treating everything. There's not an automated machine in my shop.
That's awesome.
That's great.
It's bandsaws and belt grinders.
Well, and that's pretty amazing because I have some customs from others which are fitted, a little less. I'm just going to be nice and say a little less precisely, but then that in some ways gives the knife some charm. Like I don't, like just the way things, if like you buy this maker, you're going to expect this kind of thing. Like, and if you don't like that kind of thing, just don't buy that knife.
Yeah.
But for me, I like that stuff sometimes, like certain things, as long as it's like more of a cosmetic level, not like a functionality thing,
Yeah, it should be safety first.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you mentioned, lock bar cuts. I've had a few knives where that fails, and it's, it is what it is. But
it is what it is. But that's what you get when you buy a custom. And anybody buying custom knives needs to know that the custom you buy today might be slightly different than the custom you buy tomorrow, even though it's the same model.
Right.
Because there's some variances. There's it's going to, the action will be slightly different.
If you're not learning and moving forward, you're just going backwards.
Absolutely.
Try and learn something new every day at work. Try and improve something. Try and learn something. New techniques, anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and it's cool. Like I said, you mix functionality with art really, really well, which I really appreciate as far as custom knives go.
Yeah.
I know I've handled some of, the guy that you and I met through our mutual friend, Russell.
Yeah.
Dude, some of the pieces he has that you've made for him are like some of the best things I've ever seen you make, honestly. I haven't seen all of them, of course, but some of them, when you like get them in hand, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You need to move, Alex.
I know Pennsylvania sounds much nicer than California right now.
Are you in California too?
Yeah, I'm in Northern California.
Okay.
So I'm in Napa, about an hour outside of San Francisco.
Do you guys get rain there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And we don't get snow, but we do get rain, and we do get cold and ice and stuff, but no snow really.
Yeah. And you get wine.
And we get wine.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend works at a winery, so I can get as much wine as I need. I don't actually drink, but I can get as much wine as I want.
What did you say you do with the wineries?
My girlfriend works at a winery.
Oh yeah. After this is done, you can just send me some wine.
Absolutely. Yeah. We can have some sent out there.
My dad is a big wine guy, and he got me into wine.
Yeah, it's better than beer by far.
Their winery is a very small boutique winery. They make about 1,200 cases a year.
Okay.
And they grow, I think they have 16 acres of grapes there on the property.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty small, but it's very cool. She's been there like 7-8 years, maybe. I don't know, something like that. I know I'm going to get it wrong, but more than 5 years she's been there. So
yeah,
very cool place, and it's beautiful. And yeah, they have a guest house there and stuff like that. It's very
always wanted to go. I just haven't had the opportunity. My wife doesn't really like wine, and no one wants to go on a romantic vacation with their dad. So,
well, bring your wife out. We'll get Alex to come up. Alex is about like 7-hour drive from me.
Yeah.
So you can come out here to Napa, and Alex and his wife will drive up.
I ain't driving. I'm flying. This is way cheaper and faster. I'll just rent a car when I get down there.
There you go. Come on out. We can put together a little thing, and we can have a good weekend.
I'll be out there in February.
Oh, nice.
What's in February?
TKI.
The what?
TKI.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yep. Yep. Is that your next show?
Yeah.
Very cool. I think another cool thing I wanted to mention too is some of the collaborations you do with some of the big dudes. Like I think Brian Efros is probably the one I like the most out of all your collaborations.
So Brian's a funny one because it started out with me just wanting to collab with him because I liked his work.
Mm-hmm.
And then he became one of my best friends and just one of my favorite people. And now I work with him because it's an excuse to go to his house and goof off for a week.
There you go.
And we still make knives.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. and your guys' design lingo goes well together. It suits nicely.
Yeah.
It
meshes
very nicely.
Well.
Yep.
It helps when all the people I've had the pleasure of collaborating with are such lovely people.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's such a big part of it. I have to connect with the person on a personal level as well as, think oh, our designs are going to mesh well.
Right.
This is Chunk, for anyone wondering. He is big and not very smart.
That's all right. He's welcome.
More than welcome.
He's a
Yep, I'm a dog person myself. I got a 14-year-old pit, but she can't do that no more because her ass is too fat and
he
too old.
Jordan. He literally just wants Jordan right now.
Yeah, that's the best.
He's got to get his time in before Jordan goes home.
That's right.
I'm meeting him. This is the shyest dog I've ever had, and he fell in love with Jordan the minute he met him.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, that says something about Jordan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, animals know, that's what they say.
Well, I don't know that Chunk knows a whole lot. There's
nothing behind.
Yeah, there's not much happening behind those eyes.
So as far as like TKI, how many pieces do you plan to release?
TKI is a smaller show, and it's more geared towards the higher end stuff. So I'll probably build like 5.
Okay.
Right on. I can't remember how many days is that event?
1.
Just one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think they're doing a CCKS winter spring the day after.
Oh yeah,
that's usually what they do.
That's my birthday, so it's that whole weekend gonna be interesting.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I might go to that one.
It's February 11th is the CCKS on the Saturday, and so TKI would be that Friday night, I guess.
Yeah, and then
is it put on by Recon 1 still and all that?
Yeah, it's still put on by Recon 1. I just kind of looking at it on the screen over there. I don't know. Maybe I'll come down for that. We'll see.
Yeah, you missed the last one.
I missed the last CCKS. That's the show I normally will go to, but stuff just was going on the last couple months here.
Now I don't know who that is. What is LVCKS?
Las Vegas Custom Knife Show.
Who's that put on by?
I don't know. Now, who's that? What's that?
No, that's not
Recon. Talking about Willis.
No, that's definitely not Recon. It could be
50-50.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Sorry, I haven't heard of that one.
No,
yeah, I haven't either.
Mid-February. Let me take a look and see what I can do. I'm kind of in the process of changing jobs right now.
Oh, so. They said it's from Recon 1 as well.
Oh, it's Arizona Custom Knives.
Oh, is that who it is? Arizona?
Oh, interesting. No, that's products from LVCKS.
Mm.
No, I think right there.
No, hey, welcome. Watch Sixto.
That's the only reference I can find.
I don't know.
So, I don't know. Naf, what's up with LVCKS?
James Moore would know. He says it's by Recon 1 as well.
I'll be honest. I'm going to avoid Las Vegas as much as I can.
Yeah, I would too.
And when is that one, guys? LVKS. When is that?
2023.
I don't know. But yeah, let's
it's January.
Alex, we'll talk about February. Maybe I'll come down.
So, and then now I have kind of a segue because I was looking at another viewer's name and then watches. So, because we talk about watches on this thing too.
Watch 60. What's up, man?
What'd you say, Alex?
Are you into watches at all?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a thing of yours? What do you got right there? Let's see.
This is my JLC Polaris.
Nice.
That's very nice.
And since we segued into that, what have you got today, Alex?
I think I've showed it on here before. It's a limited edition Hamilton in a bronze case. From like I think a year or two ago. Yeah, it's kind of like a nice fun watch because it's a mechanical winder. So,
Yeah,
throughout the day you can just give it a couple clicks. It's that little fun experience you get, I guess. But simple, field watch.
And not surprising, I had the Rolex Air King today.
Oh,
very nice.
To answer Stacy's question, I have not been to Kentucky, but I plan on going to Kentucky next year.
Yeah, they look like they had a pretty good turnout this year, actually.
I was supposed to go this year, but we ended up getting tickets to something that I don't want to miss.
Gotcha.
So NAF says that LVCK, whatever the heck it was, is the same weekend as SHOT Show in Vegas.
Mm.
That's way too many people and way too much stuff. I will avoid that.
Yeah.
So many shows now.
I know.
I mean, behind the
sure.
scenes, I've been invited to like 3 shows aside from the 4 that I've already committed to. It's just, there's no way I can make enough knives for.
So what shows are you going to next year then? TKI.
I'm going to TKI. I'll be at Blade Show.
Okay.
Won't have anything. I'm not going to have a table.
Oh, you're just going to attend Blade Show.
I'm just going.
Okay.
In May, I'm going to the New Orleans Invitational put on by Slice FK.
Okay.
And then end of July, I'm going to the Portland show. And then I'm doing CCKS. And then I'll go to Kentucky, but I won't. I'll build like 2 or 3 knives.
Gotcha. Yeah. That sounds like a fun, packed kind of spread through, the US. So that'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I love traveling. So going to these shows, meeting all the new people.
Right.
I travel on my stomach. That's why I look like this.
Not a problem. I understand.
Yeah, and it's cool too. Like Ian, I've known personally deliver a few knives here and there in California to some of his guys and stuff, which is
I won't travel unless I can hand deliver something.
See, that's pretty
cool.
Okay.
Well, then when you come to Napa, you can hand deliver something. We'll work that out before you come.
Like I surprised my wife with tickets to Disney World for Christmas. And I'm hand delivering, I think, 3 knives our last day.
That's awesome. That's like a whole other level of service, which I think is pretty cool. A lot of people are like, they get their stuff sent and then that's it. And then that's like a whole other level of interaction with the maker, which is kind of cool.
I love meeting people who support me. It's the reason I do my job. I love it.
Yeah, and it's cool. Awesome. You are a people person. You're approachable. So I think that's something that's a lot of fun too. What's up, Jiro? Jiro is one of me and Dirk's good buddies from Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a couple of my things, which what did I send him? I sent him my my JG Scout, and I sent him like a dressy. What was it? JD Van Deventer Gold. It's like a JVO.
Oh, that's a nice one. You sent that one to me too. Yeah, and Jiro I met Jiro through a watch group because he's big into watches, and then I find out that he's big into knives.
Right. So, he's got a really cool collection of both.
Yeah, he's got a very
Yeah, so Jiro is probably just as, or if not even slightly more guilty of getting me into watches than Dirk is. And
Jiro is more. I told you not to.
Watches are a dangerous one.
I told you not to, and you didn't listen to me. And Jiro sent you something, and you bought it from him. Like
dude,
he sent it to you to check out. You never sent it home.
I actually bought several from Jiro.
I know. It starts with one.
Because he's like, oh, here, check this out, review it, or do whatever, like here's a box of like 4 knives and 5 watches. Him and you are the only like people I accept stuff to like review.
Right.
I have like so much crap I haven't done anything with back there, but so I'm trying to work on it. But I want to keep them. No, those you can't. No, that one that would be.
There's some stuff that Alex might let go, but I don't think those are the ones that he might let go. Floridian, what up, man?
Yeah, those are some of my favorites. I love JD's work too, man. JD Van Deventer is another guy who just makes absolutely stunning knives. Nice lines on them too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's good to see you, Jiro. Glad you made it out to this one. Yeah, you can check them out as long as you want, but you do need to send them back.
Yeah, but if he sends them back in 4 years, that still counts as sending them back.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's
as long as you want. So
it's fine, dude. I've held on to Jiro's stuff for like 6 months.
Probably.
The what?
Oh, I said you heard it here. Alex said you can have them. Probably.
Yep. There you go, Jiro. Just hang on to him for a while, man.
No. They need to come back.
Just wait until Alex starts bugging you.
At least, you know, yeah, like those. I'm like, and it's funny. I told him, I'm like, I'm sending you like two of my most prized collections. Like those are my babies, you know. That Scout, like, yeah, it's one of those knives. If I had to sell the whole collection, that's one of the ones I would consider as like the keeper, you know. Jason
Good.
Guthrie does really awesome work.
Yeah.
I don't know what you heard, Jiro, but whatever it is, you can unhear it, okay?
Now you heard he could hang on to him for 4 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
4
hang on to
years.
him until he starts bugging Alex. Alex starts bugging you, Jiro.
Yeah, right. I figure 6 months is good. You know, like 6 months is as comfortable as I get. What do we got? Shiro Sinkovic Bio Lotto.
No, I'm not gonna enter any lottos or anything right now.
That is a really interesting knife, by the way. That is.
I'm
a cool
sure it
knife.
is, but when CPM wins it, you can send it to me and I'll film it and send it back. That's fine. Yeah, no,
Well-
right now I'm kind of playing it cool for the rest of the year. I'm kind of not spending a lot of money and just gonna kind of cruise through the end of the year. Changing jobs right now, and so gonna wait until that's all settled, and then in the beginning of the year I'll start buying some stuff again.
Yeah.
Maybe not. We'll see.
Custom.
Yeah.
Got a couple of watches on my list. So and I got to build with Ed Kim over at Red Horse Knife Works. So at some point that's going to pop, and
So probably 10.
got to
That
save my
is
money
gonna
for
be
some
fun.
big heavy hitters.
Sorry,
Right.
the Bio Sinkovic. I have never seen one before.
Oh yeah, that's
I
his
haven't seen what it
latest
is
collab.
either, but
Yeah, and you know, like so every pretty often Sinkovic does a collaboration with Shiro. I think it's like not a custom division, it's a collaboration, right? And he's done several and they're always really cool. Like I think the last one was the Cami, and then he's done like I have one of them. I have the Sigma because it had like that little micro flipper, which is oddly enough something you're into as well. Like that was one of the ones I'm like, wow, that is pretty damn cool.
I think
But,
this is it.
Yep, that's it right there. But that one's got that really cool milling pattern. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
find it
sure
really
what the
interesting.
lotto is. I just kind of Googled really quick. So, but this is the knife. It may be different in the lotto, but
Yeah, but yeah, I love the signature of the Sinkovic design. But I'm always kind of like drawn to like those Russian really high point kind of, you know, drop point designs that they make.
it looks like the lottery was yesterday anyway. So I think I'm
Oh,
safe.
good.
So I'm
Oh,
safe.
good.
I would have CPM, but it ended yesterday. I would have. Oh well.
So other than your knives, do you have any other makers that you can mention that have been kind of inspirations to you as far as like some of your design languages and ideas? I know Tough Thumbs is one of them, but anybody else?
Ken Onion.
Mhm.
When I started, Ken Onion for sure. Jeremy Marsh, Lee
Mhm.
Williams,
That's another great one.
Lerman.
Okay.
Oh, kind of the usual suspects. Who are the 6 makers you'd want a knife from?
Right.
Yep.
Those-
Yeah, I know you mentioned Lee Williams, man. That guy is on his own level. I mean,
Mhm.
Well, every maker that I mentioned is on their own level in some aspect.
they
Sure.
really
for
are.
sure.
They really are. And they're very unique design language type knives too, which I really like. But yeah, I wouldn't mind a Lee Williams knife, or actually from any one of those makers, even Jeremy Marsh. I don't see him doing as much stuff, but I'm probably not looking as much in the right place
Well,
lately.
he's working. He's posting in his Facebook group.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool. I follow him on Instagram, but I don't think I'm in his group. But he's been making knives a long time.
I don't know the last time he even posted on Instagram. I think it's been
Yeah. Yeah.
There's too many different platforms, too many places to try to track people down. Sometimes it's kind of like overwhelming.
It does. It does. And, you know, some people are like diehard Instagram and some people are more diehard Facebook. I do a little bit of both, but I probably am more on Instagram than I am on Facebook because I'm not really like, yeah, I don't know. At work, I'm like too busy lately to kind of mess around. It's ever since COVID, like my industry's changed drastically. And people are more demanding and more entitled. So,
people are assholes.
Because people suck. That's just a general statement that applied before COVID, during COVID, after COVID, and into tomorrow.
Well, yeah, but it just seems more pronounced since this whole like pandemic started. It's just people more irritable and more short fused than they used to be. Take a little less pride in their personality or character. Like, gee, I don't want to act like an ass in front of everybody. Like that's gone out the door. You know, people act crazy in the supermarket. Like, you know, I don't know, but that's the whole other conversation, I guess. Let's see, Instagram partial responsibility for my knife consumption. Yeah, you know, and there's some makers that like that's where they do business, and a lot of them I follow on their you know, just to see their stuff. Like Jason Guthrie is another one that is like definitely you want to follow him on Instagram if you want to find one of his drops or so there's some of those guys out there.
Well, and then you got people like posting all their pocket dumps and all that stuff. And so now you got to kind of feel there's a little bit of trying to keep up with the Joneses and, you know.
Oh, I didn't get as many likes.
I didn't get as many likes, so I got to buy a big knife and all. There's a lot of that stupid stuff. And I'm victim of some of that too. But at the end of the day, own the knives that you like, wear the watches that you like, buy the makers that you like, and don't worry about anybody else's crap.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know, whatever you like or are into. I was big into the Hellraisers, so I bought a bunch of Hellraisers. I got a couple Frank Fisher battles. I got, you know, I had a bunch of Medfords at one point. I still have some. You know, we all going to go through and evolve in our knife collecting, and same with the watches. I bought a bunch of Seikos at the beginning, and I've sold most of those, and I've got Breitlings and Omegas and Rolex and stuff like that. So I think we just evolve, and you buy what you like, not what your buddy likes, because then you just get into a big. Then life just sucks.
Yeah,
right.
Don't buy it to impress someone.
Nope.
No.
Just be yourself. That's what just be yourself.
Don't overstretch your budget to you know. I know.
Yeah, never overstretch. I mean, none of this stuff is investments.
Those are not. They're just knives.
Yeah, it doesn't make you. You could be just as cool of a person with a Kershaw in your hand.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not quite, but
almost.
I try not to judge people.
Well, what if it's like, you know, like I don't know who's cool, like Matthew McConaughey holding like, you know, a bare knuckle. He's like, it'd be cooler if you did.
Would you rather see Matthew McConaughey with a Kershaw Leak or a Sergei Pachenko, you know, coin knife?
Well, no, but then actually the coin knife and him trying to fiddle one of those. I have one of his little production ones right here somewhere, and I bought one because they go with the set. They're all these little blue, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, they're not my thing.
I agree. I wasn't big into that. I kind of wanted a coin knife for a little bit, but
I just want to we're in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And do you have a knife collection, Ian?
I have a couple knives. Nothing worth showing. I have a Taste Meads. I have a Taste Meads slip joint that I use to cut steak, but that's it.
That's a nice knife.
Yeah, it was a gift from Taste, and it's never gonna leave.
There you go.
I mean, it's a full custom. You know, it's just that's a full custom slip joint though. Those are pricey from him too. And he does work. He's another one of those, like his work is really impressive, kind of like very seamless with his transitions, you know, of his materials. It's very
such a nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Taste is one of those guys that when he sends me a video of him talking, I can fall asleep to it. It is the most soothing, most welcoming voice that you could possibly want to hear. Like if I did something bad, I would want to get yelled at by Taste.
Yeah, he's from South Africa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got great styling into his stuff too. Also somebody who I think kind of dramatically bumped up the last few years. Yeah, he got pretty popular, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, his Guardian model's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. And so as far as anything you kind of want to end up with as far as letting us know kind of some of the near future stuff you're doing, any auctions, any other things like that?
I make knives. If you want one, join my Facebook group.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you took time out of your weekend. I know you had company and everything, so we appreciate that for sure.
Yep.
And it's good to kind of catch up with some stuff, and maybe we'll see you in February at CKS. Yeah, that's kind of my plan.
Yeah, and I did when I came on that Sunday, I did a couple little video clips. So I think I'm gonna do that again next CCKS, but I'm gonna have to trade with a coworker, so I come on a Saturday when it's more popping.
If I start getting distracted, just pull me back. When I'm in show, I'm in show mode.
I know it's tough.
I'm shaking hands and trying to say hi to as many people as I possibly can.
Shaking hands and kissing babies. He's doing politician thing.
Kissing hands.
I get it.
Yeah.
No, but that's fun. In that video actually got a lot more views than I expected. It kind of just keeps rolling all the time.
It is kind of nice though to go on the Sunday.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
It's quieter. You know, and you can spend a little more time talking to the makers a little bit because they're not as busy.
A later flight. This way you can all have more time there.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Well, let's plan to try to do that in February, Alex. I'll come down. We'll figure it out.
Sounds like a plan. I'm already down here, so you know me.
I know. Well, I'll just make you pick me. Just get Saturday off. Pick me up at the airport. We'll go to the show. I'll get a hotel. I'll just get at the hotel at the embassy and then come back on Sunday and then drop me back off at the airport.
I'm down.
So I can have my built-in chauffeur.
I'm down.
And we'll take Ian out to dinner.
Yes, we will.
Because he travels by stomach, so I got to get my name in there somehow. Just buy him big steak dinner. Call it good.
Well, I think we can all appreciate good steak dinner, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely,
I am down with that. And there's plenty of good meat steakhouses out here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Brazilian.
That's where I took him yesterday.
Oh, really? Yeah, dude, those are good.
But I eat too much, and I need a wheelchair to take me out to the car at the Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah, but you could be all geeky.
I had to knock out and carry him over my shoulder.
That's me. You'd have to carry me out.
But you could be all geeky and cut your different type of meats in your little fancy pocket knife, and
I was where's it right here? This is my steak knife yesterday.
You see, and that is a perfect steak knife too.
Yeah.
Look at all that belly. That is, So it's where men can, act like
I agree.
Grown men.
No.
Anyways, any final thoughts?
No, thank you so much for having me on.
We're really grateful to have you.
God, this is disgusting. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and stay on for a minute, Ian, after we say goodbye here. And everybody else, thanks for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. Go check out Alex's channel. The link is in the description. My channel is in the description. And Ian's Instagram is there as well. And we'll add his Facebook. Go find him on Facebook. There's a group there, and ask really nice. He might let you in. And we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks with another awesome guest. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.